28 February 2026. Exactly at midnight. Most of the world was asleep, but at the same time, in the skies over the Middle East, a military operation was about to begin, one that would be studied in military academies for decades to come. Between the Arabian Sea and the Mediterranean Sea, two massive floating cities, USS Abraham Lincoln, and the world's most powerful aircraft carrier, USS Gerald R. Ford, silently had taken their positions. In the war room in Washington, a general stood before the microphone. He whispered, "Commander, this is the moment. Operation Epic Fury has begun." His voice echoed straight to the command center of USS Ford in the Mediterranean. After a few seconds of silence, the commander replied, "Negative, sir. Israeli jets are airborne. Operation Roar the Lion is green." This was no ordinary attack. It was a preemptive strike, targeting not a military base, but Iran's nerve center. In Tehran's Pasteur Street, deep inside highly secured bunkers, was Iran's supreme leader, Ali Khamenei. Iran was not an open field. It was a fortress, surrounded by mountains, deserts, and the world's most advanced air defense systems. The biggest threat to the U.S. forces was Iran's strong air defense network, S-300 and S-400 systems supplied by Russia, and their own Bavar 373, capable of taking down any airborne target. The Israeli Air Force commander said, "If we fly straight in, we will be easy targets. Their radars might spot our jets late, but our refueling tankers will be turned into fireballs in the sky." An American officer in the room smiled and said, "We won't go straight in. We will blind them first." Thus began the greatest mind game of this century. Time on target. From beneath the Arabian Sea, a submarine missile was launched. A stealth bomber took off near Jordan. Destroyers fired cruise missiles from the Persian Gulf. And at the same time, Israeli F-35 jets were crossing over Iraq. Each weapon traveled at a different speed, each covering different distances. But the calculation was so precise that American missiles and Israeli-guided bombs hit Karaj, Qom, and Isfahan at exactly the same second. Not a second late. From USS Thomas Hudner, dozens of Tomahawk missiles had already launched, flying at very low altitudes to stay hidden from enemy radars. At a radar station in Tehran, the operator's eyes widened in shock. Hundreds of dots appeared on the screen. He shouted, "Commander, sir, over 100 unidentified targets, heading straight for Tehran." The Iranian commander immediately ordered, "Fire everything." But they didn't know. They were aiming at shadows in the sky. U.S. electronic warfare systems had already fed false data into the radar. The jets appearing on the screen were not real fighters. They were small decoy drones, appearing as a full fighter squadron. As Iran fired missiles at them, they revealed their own locations, and the hunter became the hunted. Seconds later, F-22 Raptors and F-35 jets launched anti-radiation missiles. Within minutes, Iran's entire air defense network was severely crippled. Then came the bomb trucks, F-15E Strike Eagles, raining precision bombs on mobile missile sites, followed by the deadliest weapons, B-2 stealth bombers, targeting deep underground nuclear facilities and military industries. Moments later, A message echoed across USS Ford's command deck. Pasteur Street compound. Completely destroyed. Target neutralized. A wave of relief swept through the command center. But the real confirmation came. The next morning, when Iranian state TV suddenly went off air, an anchor announced that Iran's supreme leader, Ali Khamenei, was no longer alive. The news spread, and the Middle East was thrown into warlike tension. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said, "This was not just an attack. It was a message." U.S. President Donald Trump added, "Last night, we eliminated the world's #1 state sponsor of terror. The night of 28 February 2026 had forever changed the geopolitics of the Middle East. The deadly calculation of time on target, the deception of decoy drones, and the power of stealth technology would be taught in military academies for decades to come. If you want to witness more jaw-dropping real military operations like this, subscribe and hit the bell to never miss an episode."